All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Kickoff in the Kitchen. My name is Kylene Knitter. I am one of our registered dietitians and also the manager of Wellbeing Outreach for Giant Martins. And I am so excited that you are here with me today. If you are new to our classes, welcome. We are so happy that you're here. If you have been joining us for classes, welcome back. You may be thinking, she looks a little familiar. It's been a while, but again, I'm so happy to be here with you today and to be back for our trending topic today, which is kickoff in the kitchen. So with that, we are going to get started. All right, so let's look at our agenda for the day. First, I just want to tell you a little bit why I am doing this class today. So as you can see, I attended Penn State University. I also was a cheerleader while I was there. And so game day tailgating is something that is really special and fun for myself and my family. And so I wanted to do this class today to hopefully share some inspiration and some excitement with you as we have officially kicked off sports season, fall sports season, I should say. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to go through some game day food polls. We're going to find out what you like and maybe what you don't like so much about some game day foods. We're going to talk about some touchdown treats. So some of my go-to products and recipes for game day and for tailgating and home gating, which we're going to talk about in a second. And then we're going to get into the recipe, which is our family-friendly sheet pan nachos. So let's get started with some game day food polls. Are you ready? All right, here we go. So the first one is, and I'm going to launch this poll here. The first one is tailgate versus home gate. All right. So what I mean by that, when I was designing this class, I was really thinking about how do we tailgate or home gate right now? Meaning, when we think of traditional tailgating, we are going to the game, we are setting up the big spread, and we're doing the whole thing, tailgating. Home gating, which is a new fun term, is where we're watching the game. Maybe it's from this very comfy couch with the snuggly doggy. We're watching the game from home, or we're having maybe a little cookout in the backyard. We're celebrating with friends and family, or we're just watching it just in the comfort of our own home to have a fun afternoon. I will say that I used to do a lot of tailgating and going to the games. Now that I have a 2 and 4-year-old, we do more home gating, which is basically having the game on and me chasing them around. And so when I was coming up with this class and these recipes, I was really trying to tap into a lot of us are probably home gating. So what's something we could easily make at home to still enjoy all the festivities? So it looks like for home gating, we have 89%, tailgating 11%. So I love that we have a little bit of both. But I think what you'll find is the recipe that we're doing today and the products we're talking about work for both, which is really awesome. Up next, we have Team Grill versus Team Slow Cooker. So go ahead, cast your votes right now. Team Grill versus Team Slow Cooker. I am all Team Slow Cooker for tailgates and home gates. I do love to eat the grilled food, but if it's me, I'm all about the slow cooker. And I did want to highlight these slow cooker liners because if you are Team Slow Cooker, game changer, especially when you want a fast, easy cleanup at the tailgate or at home, just put that liner in and toss it out. All right, so it looks like about 40% Team Grill, 60% Slow Cooker. So a really nice mix. The next one is Team Wings versus Team Hoagie, or sub, or whatever you want to call it. I know there's so many terms. Team Wings, Team Hoagie sub. I am going to go with, I think it depends on my mood, but I'm going to go with Team Wings. That's going to be my vote. So it looks like we're at 32% Team Wings, 68% Team Hoagie sub. All right. That one is surprising to me. I definitely thought we'd have more wings. And then our last one is Team Buffalo or barbecue. Oh, this one is so hard. This one is a hard one. I'm going to have to go Team Buffalo, and I'll tell you why soon. but I'm gonna have to go Team Buffalo. So many great options. All right, looks like 24% Team Buffalo, 75% Team Barbecue. I wonder if those grillers like the barbecue more. That would be maybe a question for another class. But thank you so much for participating. All right. So let's get into then some of my touchdown worthy products that are perfect for both tailgating and home gating. So I'm going to call this category crunchies, and I'll tell you why. My 2-year-old, anytime he loves chips, anytime he has chips, he says, where are the crunchies? And so now I associate anything that has a crunch as a crunchy. So as you can see up here, these are great go-to grab and go products. We have our sweet potato chips. These are all Nature's Promise sweet potato chips. We have our blue corn tortilla chips and the black bean and quinoa tortilla chips. I'm going to be using the blue corn and the black bean and quinoa tortilla chips today. And let me tell you why those are part of my list. So as you can see, it's very, very small, but I'll just point it out to you. On each of the chips, they all earn 1 guiding star. Guiding stars is our nutrition navigation system where 1 is good, 2 is better, 3 is best. And it's this algorithm that looks at the nutrition profile. We want more of the good things, less of the not so good things. These all earn 1. I know there's going to be some questions about nutrition profile. So 2 grams of fiber, 2 grams of protein. Sweet potato chips are 100 milligrams per serving. The black bean and quinoa is 85. Let me just double check myself. And the blue corn is 80 milligrams per serving. So they're going to be lower in sodium, give you a little boost of fiber and protein. And then if we're looking for, hey, how do we add more produce? Easy things that you can pick up and just add to dips, or if you're doing boards, things like that, your baby carrots, pre-cut celery, mini cucumbers, all of course earning 3 guiding stars. So these are perfect for if you are like, hey, I'm going to a tailgate or I'm going to someone's house to watch a game, what can I grab? These are really easy options that'll give you a little bit more nutrition. All right, lots of dip options because it's not a tailgate without dips, right? And so these are broken into some different categories. First, we're starting with some salsas. Salsas, so, and same as the guacamoles, as you'll see, so many different fun options, depending on if you like something more mild, more spicy, chunky, smooth, so many different options. So here I just have our mild pico, we have a guacamole salsa and the fresh salsa. So again, many different options to pair with those crunchies. For guacamole, individual cups, which that can be really great, especially if you're putting out a spread, you're not sure how much you're going to go through. Everyone can grab their own little cup. We also have avocado salsa and then just a classic chunky. So again, all the different types. But what's really fun about guacamole is it's made from avocado. And as we know, avocado have those good fats to support our heart health. So nice little benefit there. If you're looking for more of that traditional dip, we do have different hummuses from our Nature's Promise to Taste of Inspirations. Hummus flavors exploding right now. They've been, but I feel like there's just so many fun flavors out there. Here I just have a balsamic caramelized onion and the everything hummus, which everything is everywhere, right? So again, really easy individual cups or already ready to go. And then the last category we have are more indulgent dips. These are Taste of Inspirations. There's a spinach artichoke, tree corn dip, and a buffalo chicken. And again, these are so easy. If you're looking for something to impress guests or to bring and, something a little different, these grab and go, you'll find them right near the hummuses. And I just wanted to point out, because we get some questions about portion size, like what exactly would be how much I should serve myself. So for dips, it's about 2 tablespoons. So everyone hold up your fingers, give me 2 thumbs up. And 2 thumbs up is actually what the serving size would be for dips. 2 tablespoons is equivalent to about 2 thumbs. So something to keep in mind as you're dipping in, right? Just keeping in mind, if you're filling half your plate with the dip, might be a little over that 2 tablespoons. But again, pair it with some veggies, pair it with some chips that have a little bit more fiber protein boost. But it's always good to keep that in mind. The next is meatballs, marinades, and more. So we're going back to that poll question of if you're team slow cooker or team grill, maybe you're team both, and that's awesome too. So the first two products I have here are favorites of mine. So we have our Nature's Promise Italian style meatballs, Nature's Promise turkey meatballs. And so these you can easily throw in your slow cooker. You could bake them in the oven, and then serve them with different tips. So it could be anything from ones we just saw, or you could do anything that you see here on the bottom, anything from that buffalo or barbecue we talked about, or Nature's Promise line, which looking at this ranch is yogurt based, so it drops down a little bit less fat or saturated fat. So many different flavors you could pull out. This is a fig balsamic, honey mustard. So it's really fun to be able just to transform all the different flavors based off of the products that you're using as your base. And then also we have the Nature's Promise sausages. So many different flavors again that you could choose from. I highlighted here the hot Italian. That felt very grill tailgate friendly. But you could definitely do, there's an apple one, there's a sweet Italian, different options based off of what vibe you're going for with all of your food options that you're making. And then our last category is going to be drinks. And so we want to make sure we're staying hydrated always, but especially if we are outside, like right now with tailgating, or if you're again doing something in your backyard, it's still a little bit warm. So making sure that we're drinking plenty of fluids. So I just wanted to highlight a few different ones maybe you've never considered. And these are great all the time. So first is the Nature's Promise. This is more of like a hint of flavor. This is the tangerine one. We also have sparkling waters, very popular right now, all the different flavor options. But this is fun if you're looking for something just a little different to stay hydrated, give you that pop of carbonation. Kombucha, this is the blackberry vanilla. It has 7 grams of added sugar for those wondering. But this could be, and that's for the whole bottle, but this could be something that, again, if you're looking for something a little bit different to sip on, that could be an option. Give you a little carbonation and different flavors. And then for the kiddos that are going to be there, maybe doing a Nature's Promise Kids fruit punch or 100% apple juice, something to break up that water boredom. All right, so kind of putting it all together, I wanted to highlight 3 go-to savory tailgate recipes that I really like to make. So the first, as I mentioned earlier, buffalo is my favorite. I love all buffalo things for football season. And so these are really fun, buffalo cauliflower bites. So you're basically making wings, buffalo wings, but using cauliflower. So it's a really fun way to get in some extra vegetables while still getting all that like flavor and that slight crunch that you would get from a wing. Serve it with, again, one of those yogurt ranches we talked about or your favorite dip. But this is a really fun recipe if you are a diehard buffalo fan like me. The next is Tailgater's Turkey Chili. And why I like this one is because it's very simple. If you click on it when we send out the presentation and you look at it, it's very simple ingredients. We're using ground turkey, beans, spices, and it cooks in under 30 minutes. Can't beat that. You could throw it in your slow cooker or do it on top of your stovetop. And the last one is a spicy ranch snack mix. Trail mixes are great for tailgating or home gating because if you're just looking for something to kind of snack on, this would be a nice option. If you wanted to boost the protein of it, you could add in your favorite nuts or seeds just to add in a little bit more of those good fats and protein. But it's going to give you a different taste profile than the traditional trail mix. And you can customize it again based off of the nutrition boost you're looking for, the flavor profile you're looking for, your favorite snacks, things like that. So when you get that PDF, all of these are linked for you in there. All right, so let's get into our featured recipe today. Before we actually start making it though, I wanted to talk through why I chose this. Let you inside a dietitian's mind, a mama mind. and why I decided to go with this recipe. So first you can see it is one guiding star, like we talked about. Other reasons why it's running under 30 minutes. So especially for those noon kickoffs, where you're like, oh my gosh, the morning has gotten away from me. This can be ready super quick. So that's number one. You can utilize a variety of protein options. So in the original recipe, it calls for ground turkey. I actually used ground chicken today because that's what I had. You could use ground beef. You could do an extra can of beans. You could do crumbled tofu. So really you could, whatever protein you like, whatever protein you have, you could utilize that. It's a fun way to add more produce to your plate. And today I'm going to show you some easy grab and go produce items that you can add that add more color, more variety, and more nutrition to your nachos, other than just the typical tomato that you would think of. You control the nutrition. So as we've been talking about some nutrition in the guacamole and the chips that we looked at, you really get to control what's going on your plate. So you can choose the chip that best fits your goals. You can choose the protein or add more of it. You can add more produce. So really with this recipe, you can customize it based off of what you're looking to get out of your snack or your meal. You can get creative with the topping. So like I said, I'm going to show you some different ones today, but it's a great way to get the kids involved, to explore with different themes or different new toppings maybe you haven't thought about before. It's also a wonderful way to use up those leftovers going along with everything we've talked about up here. You can buy pre-cut for quick prep, which I'm going to show you today. I'm all about that. And getting the whole family involved, like I said, especially if you're home gating and you are watching this together as a family or you have friends coming over, getting everyone involved is going to make it more fun. It's going to make it a more enjoyable experience. And for kiddos, they're more likely to try it if they are involved. And easy cleanup. What's better than a sheet pan meal? Don't have a lot of cleanup, which is the best. All right, so let's talk through the ingredients. So we have, and I'm going to talk you through this like I made it, because what we're going to do today is just kind of top it. So your ingredients, oil and ground meat. So you're adding that to your pan, you're cooking it up. Again, I used the chicken, but we're making sure that's fully cooked, and we're mixing in a teaspoon of ground cinnamon and paprika. Here is what I used. So I just used our Nature's Promise smoked paprika and our brand ground cumin. Added that in there. My house smelled so good. My daughter actually said, "Mommy, I love that smell," which was so cute. And so this is what the chicken ended up looking like. I'll just give you a sneak peek here. All cooked and ready to go. From there, I added in black beans. So I just did our low sodium black bean, drain and rinse. And then I also added in a cup of corn. This is the no salt added, drain and rinse, added that in, let it all cook, soak up all of those flavors. I did separate some of the black bean and corn. I'll show you why in a few minutes. Separate a little bit of that out, okay? So I cooked all of that, ready to go. You just add those tortilla chips. I'm doing a blend today of these two to pull in that blue and white. You know why? We top it with our cheese and pop it in the oven. So let me show you where I'm at right now. So I already baked this 425 just for a few minutes because the meat, everything was already pre-cooked. I topped it with that cheese and I pulled it out of the oven, and here we are. Because what I really want to focus on, and this is the cheese I used. This is just our Mexican style cheese. What I want to focus on is the toppings, because that's the fun part, right? So here is an example of all the products that I used. I will attach this in the email. Again, a lot of products that are very versatile that you probably already have some alternatives for, or maybe you're like, hey, I want to try those. So that's what I love about this recipe. So here are the directions. This is exactly what we just talked about. And so from here, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. and I'm gonna show you, okay, and I'm gonna show you some toppings, all right? So the first thing that I'm going to add is I'm gonna sprinkle on some diced tomatoes, all right? So these are already pre-chopped. I am not a good tomato chopper. I'm just gonna say it. I am not afraid to admit these things about myself. So I'm gonna just add on some chopped tomatoes. Boop, 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 boop. And the tomatoes, of course, are going to give us, you know, a tiny bit of hydration. They're fresh. They're going to give us lycopene. That's what that bright red color is coming from, which we know is going to support our heart health. A little bit of fiber, vitamin C, all those good benefits. The next thing I'm going to add is some frittata blend. Okay, you can find all these in our pre-cut produce section. Look at those 3 guiding stars popping out at us. And I love the frittata blend because you're like, a frittata blend on a nacho. This is just 3 different colored peppers and some red onion. Everything's already pre-chopped, but look what's going to happen. We're adding on that green color. We're adding on a little bit darker red. We're adding in some yellow. So all of those different colors, when they say eat the rainbow, this is what they mean. And then we're gonna add some red onion. So we have so many different colors, so many different nutritional benefits added right on there, so easy. And you can add as much as you want, of course. All right, up next, we are going to add some salsa. So I just have here our Nature's Promise salsa, right in the produce section, you can grab this. And I'm just gonna do like big dollops. Boop, 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 right on top of there. You could spread it around. You can do it however you like. That's the beauty. All right, next we're gonna add our guacamole. I just went with a mild classic. Again, getting in those good fats. Keep us full. I'm gonna put these in the middle of the salsa. Okay, good. So we have that perfect for dipping. That's the point of going in the middle. Perfect for dipping. All right. And then 2 more things we're going to add. I am using our Greek whole milk yogurt, or you could do a non-fat plain Greek yogurt instead of sour cream. And this is because it's going to add a little bit more protein, some of those probiotics, and less fat and saturated fat. I'm going to do 1 right in the middle. Oh boy, that was so yummy. So we're going to add that on, getting in some dairy with that cheese that we had before. A lot of balance going on here. And then the last piece is I'm going to sprinkle on some chopped cilantro. I know not everyone likes cilantro. We could do a poll about that, team cilantro or not. But I think it just kind of adds a nice little fresh touch to it. So here is our finished nacho. How beautiful is that? Have you ever seen so many colors on a sheet pan nacho? Now, why does this work well for watching a game at home? Because now all I do is I set it on the table and everyone can choose what they want. If they want more protein, if they want more guac, they can choose what they want. So it's really easy. But let's say you are someone who voted, hey, I am team tailgating, then let me show you something else you could do. So my kids, if I'm going to be really honest with you, would never eat this because they don't like things touching each other. And some adults are like that as well, which is totally fine. So let me show you how I would set this up for a tailgate or for kiddos. Okay. So all I did here, these are silicone muffin liners. I love these so much. Every single one has the same toppings I just added to the nachos. So there was no extra work for me, no extra prep. I literally just added them here as I would be building this. So we have our corn and beans. That's why I separated some ground chicken, that Greek yogurt, the salsa, the guac, the cheese, and I added all the veggies in here. We have the side of the chips. So again, this works really well if you're going to a tailgate, if you're making this for kiddos or just really anyone. If you want to build your own nacho bar, this could work really well. And I think it looks so pretty. So just another option for you. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the presentation here. All right. Let me scroll this down. Current slide. Okay. Here we go. All right. So I hope that you enjoyed this sheet pan nacho recipe. Again, so easy. So many different variations. You can make it in so many different ways. Packed with different nutritional benefits, and really fun for this game and sports season. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this class and want to join us again, just a reminder, we have no class tomorrow. We do have Flyer to Fork coming up with Joni, September 15th at noon, so Monday. Produce Spotlight, Brussels sprouts on the 16th. Table Talk, Power of the Potato on the 17th. Trending topics next week is Cheeseburger Day with Charlotte. And then we have Coffee Chat with Shayna and Jenna on September 19th at 9. So make sure you check out Eventbrite, register for those, and hopefully we see you again soon. So thank you so much for joining me, and take care. Oh, peace.